last thing before we go, I just gotta, pick you guys' brains. How do you guys feel about Kevin Hart not doing the Oscars? And some people say, the LGBT community sometimes they're being over policing.
Wow. So not too long ago, Cat Williams was on some show and he was talking about how he thinks that Tiffany Haddish and
on V103
and Kevin Hart are really not particularly that funny, but they fit a certain. Well, here we are. This is what he was saying. Yep. You get into this space where you're larger than life as a comedian, but you might not necessarily be that funny as far as like punchlines or political comedy, but you might just be a slapstick comic and you wear dresses and you put on makeup and you do silly things. But you can't say what you really stand for.
Yep.
Like someone like a Cat Williams, you might not reach that stage of popularity because you take a stand on stuff and you take that in exchange.
Unapologetic.
You take that in exchange for being able to say what you want to say and mean it. You might not reach that certain state of popularity.
Right.
And so what Kevin Hart was saying about Cat Williams is, hey, you made certain decisions and so you're in a certain place and I am this guy bigger than life. Well, baby, now look, because right. I bet you won't be in like those little movies anymore, like with the kid movies when everyone goes to see you and everything. Like they might blackball him, you just don't know.
Yeah.
But if you're an unapologetically outspoken person, then you might not be as popular as the next person, and that's what you do in exchange. And so, but I bet his supporters are always going to be with him no matter what. But you may have fair weather supporters when you reach that, and that's what he's starting to see. Because I applaud him for saying, no, I'm not apologizing anymore, and if that means I can't do it, I won't do it. On that note, I think so. So I think now he's starting to see kind of what Cat Williams was talking about.
He's still a Negro in their eyes at the end of the day. And I think Kevin Hart, he had to get that wake-up call. He had to. Because Kev's problem was he was too PC. Because I remember even with the police brutality issues, all that stuff, he would just say, love is the answer. Or like things like that. But I'm like, Kev, I know you don't feel like that. I know you don't feel like that behind closed doors. So I think that he was doing that because he was trying to protect his bottom line.
And then when there was a hurricane in Houston and he was collecting all his money and all he did was give it to the Red Cross.
Are you serious?
I could have did that myself.
But that's what I mean. Kev was being too PC. And I think that's why people like Cat Williams, they would call him out. Because it's like, bro, we know the real you.
Right.
Like, stop trying to act like love is the answer. Like, things like that. Because we know behind closed doors, you do not feel that way. So I think that right now, Kevin, he had to get that wake-up call. Because I think from 2012 all the way up to now, Kevin Hart, he's got in every movie that he's wanted to be in. He's gotten every award that he's won.
At one time, he had like 3 movies out.
Right. This year, like every year, it's Kevin Hart. He had Night School.
But at the same time, you can't. He has been in a lot of stuff, but you can't discredit the work he didn't put in to get there.
Oh, yeah, he's
I remember
a beast.
Kevin Hart from
Paper Soldiers, right.
You feel me? I
Soul
remember
Plane.
Kevin Hart from Soul Plane.
He worked his butt off, bro.
He worked to get to that position.
Yeah.
Like, in a lot of these movies, I know the 2 movies, maybe 2 or 3 more. I know the movie he came out with Tiffany Haddish. That's under his own production company. Like so,
Heartbeat Production.
He didn't put himself to a spot to where he's the one.
He's the guy.
That's how we should be moving.
So
that's how he should be moving. Congratulations, Sam.
Oh, big facts. And I think what Kev has done, thank God, he has played his cards right. Because now he's been able to be PC for so long that he's gotten his own production company, right? He's gotten his own movie. So now if he wants to say how he feels, who's going to stop him now? But if he said this in like 2014, 2012, then it's kind of like problematic somewhat. But
at the same time, I do get what you're saying about him being PC. Or which one of y'all said that you can't be popular and speak your mind? Because I feel like Spike Lee should be bigger and more praised than what he
That's
really
a good point too, man.
But he's too black.
He's too black.
He made Malcolm X.
You feel me? He's one of the. I think he might be one of the first black directors, or one of the first black successful directors. Like he's done a lot. But I don't feel like he get enough credit or enough praise, or he's not recognized as much as he should. Like he should be more famous than I think he is.
Yeah.
Even though he's famous, he get his money. He had all the Knicks games, but I feel like a little kid.
The Knicks are trash, by the way.
A little kid might not even. They can walk past Spike Lee and not even
know who
him.
he is. And I think it's sad.
That's our fault, though. I mean, we
don't support.
We need not only support, but just big up our
Black History Month. Let's talk about Spike Lee for a day.
Yeah,
things like that.
Stuff like that. Like I say all the time, white supremacy is so deeply embedded into our thing. Like you see people walking down the street with like Def Leppard, Led Zeppelin. Do you even know who that is? There are so many black artists that you could be representing on your clothes right now. I know it's cute You know what I mean? Because you like the whole rock star.
Yeah.
But it's like, why wouldn't you put on like
Jimi Hendrix?
Hey,
James
simple. Brown.
James Brown.
I mean, the real fathers of rock and roll. You know what I mean? Like, why aren't we as proud, or why wouldn't we represent our culture as much as we represent everyone else's culture?
Self-hate. It's real. And I think, with Spike Lee as well, on that same sentiment, it's sad how he had a GoFundMe page for, I think, Chirac. Like, there's no reason why a legend like Spike Lee should have a GoFundMe page.
Well, I think that I don't really think GoFundMe and Kickstarters are bad necessarily.
That's what he had.
Because Kickstarter is not like GoFundMe, where like GoFundMe, you just get whatever people give you.
Right.
With Kickstarter, if you don't get all the money that you need, you don't get any of it.
Okay.
So it just gives people the opportunity to support you.
Gotcha.
And we need people to support us. And we need our own independent stuff. Once we have a real black social media platform that everyone just jumps on, man, we're going to be great.
Yep. It takes time. It's a process. But just like you, I have a lot of hope as well. So
I have a lot of hope and a
see.
lot of faith in us. Because we're great. And we make it all the time. We gonna be all right. We make it all the time. We make it with nothing, honey. They could take everything from us. We came from having nothing and we're sharing and community sharing. And you give me some beets and I'll give you some tomatoes.
Yep.
And we just make it happen. We'll be all right, y'all. So we'll catch up with you next week.
Yeah.
Anything else going on this week?
I think we pretty much
I know one
got
thing.
on
It's
everything.
cold as hell in Atlanta. That hot
Yes.
Atlanta is not this week.
Not at all. It's been cold.
But we'll see you guys next week. Make sure you follow us on Instagram,
Yes.
Connecting the Dots ATL. Follow us on Twitter. Watch us, Innovative Black Station. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And LiveHipHopDaily.tv.
Yes.
And Caleb.
SoundCloud, and you can catch the full episode.
Oh, yeah,
the
we
full
on
hour.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, the full hour.
You can catch the whole, we're chopped
Start
up
to
into
finish.
segments on YouTube, but you can listen to the whole thing on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And catch us next week, y'all.
Yeah. You guys take it easy.
Peace.